This video is essentially a part 2 to the previous video I did on Cell last week, which was regarding his appearance based on if he'd absorbed Android 19 and 20, or specifically Android 19 for the drawing I did of in the video. Which leaves us this time to take a look at what it would look like had Cell absorbed Android 18 instead of 17 first, creating a potentially alternate version of semi-perfect Cell, if it would have looked any different for that matter, and whether we can actually tell if it would have or not. Back in Dragon Ball Z, Imperfect Cell unveiled his plan set for him by the sinister Dr. Gero to absorb both Androids 17 and 18 to achieve his perfect form. In the manga and anime, the fighters desperately tried to hold off Cell from absorbing the androids, and Piccolo receiving a broken neck and a blast to the abdomen for stepping up to the fight. This left Androids 17 and 16 fighting to thwart his plan. Ultimately, Cell got the jump on Android 17, allowing him to complete his first stage of the transformation, becoming second form Cell or semi-perfect Cell, whichever you prefer to say. Seeing as I went into most of the details regarding how Cell actually came to be, which had involvement from Toriyama's former editors Toriyama and Kondo in the last video, I shan't go into all the details again, but I'll go over the most important ones again when necessary. As revealed in the last video I did, we know that Toriyama himself was actually very fond of the design of semi-perfect Cell, and wanted him to play a greater role in the series. But it's worth noting here that Toriyama himself stated in the Shenlong Times #2 excerpt that he actually had no intentions of Cell originally transforming at all when he first designed it, and rather it was his editor Yu Kondo that suggested he change his design in the first place. With that being said, Toriyama eventually decided that Cell would absorb the two androids and achieve his perfect form, which is possibly a joke based on Toriyama's feelings at the time in making Cell perfect so that his editor and former editor Toriyama would be happy. Although I actually have no proof of that. It's just something I've thought up because I think it makes sense. So if we look once again at the concept art sheet for Cell, we can see some various attempts at Cell being drawn in a multitude of different appearances. Somewhere around the middle here, you'll be able to see almost exactly how semi-perfect Cell looks as if he'd absorbed Android 17. And as we know, once Cell absorbed Android 18 in the series, Cell lost his goofy appearance of that of second form Cell, and became much more handsome, and although it's a bad choice of words here, but pretty. It makes sense that based on absorbing Android 18, it would make him look more quote-unquote pretty, seeing as it's one of the standout features pointed out by the characters in the series when referring to Android 18. Whereas Android 17 being the stronger one of the two, which was also pointed out in the series, it would logically make Cell stronger and perhaps bulkier. So would Cell look the same if it absorbed Android 18? It's plausible that semi-perfect Cell would look the same regardless, and that his bio-design is simply puts him in his next stage of evolution when absorbing the next android. And of course, with Toriyama being a fan of semi-perfect Cell's design, so much so that of course he brings him back at the end of the arc to blow up, it is possible that this would be the case whichever android was absorbed. However, if you look at the design sheet once more, whilst this is of course just a theory, amongst a lot of the weird concepts and various random handsome phases scattered around the sheet, there is a standout design that actually looks similar to both Perfect Cell and Imperfect Cell. In this design it features that of a handsome looking face, while still having the Imperfect Cell headpiece, the wings and the slender design, which as of course we all know bears no resemblance to that of semi-perfect Cell. Also, as we know, second form Cell of Android 17's absorption actually has none of these features at all. Rather, he has a pointy headpiece that of course Perfect Cell ends up having, and a big goofy face, and bulk for days with no wings. So if you combine both of the semi-perfect Cell designs, you actually quite comfortably get Perfect Cell. Now, this is concept art, of course, there is no definitive merit to this theory at all. However, there are a couple of things I actually want to mention that support this theory. Number one is being the fact Toriyama liked the design so much, he actually finished drawing the full body of it. It's basically the only design on this sheet that actually has the full body drawn, which really gives off the impression that he didn't dislike the design at all, and rather in the end he just actually preferred the semi-perfect Cell we saw in the manga and anime. And of course, logically, we could only see one of the two, unless Cell had randomly regurgitated Android 17 in the final fight and reverted back to this form. And the final point here to support this is it actually shows his tail, which Perfect Cell form is lost, due to the fact he no longer needs to absorb anything. Given these standout features, I'm quite comfortable suggesting that this is actually what semi-perfect Cell would have looked like had he absorbed Android 18 first, and I'll put an image up here on the screen, which is probably also going to be the thumbnail, which you'll be able to see it in a bit more detail. But anyway guys, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe for more, and remember to leave a comment suggesting any more designs and transformations you'd like to see me do for future videos in the series, and I'll choose the best ones out of the comments, and of course I'd do them. I'll also give you a shout out if I pick your design. I'm not just gonna go, yeah, that's a good idea, and run away with it. Kanji is mean. But no, I'm not. Trust me, I'll give you a shout out. And a big thank you in the comments for any good suggestions. But anyway, guys, have a good day, and I'll see you all later. Bye!